Anybody who will listen to Melody Holt ass about anything other than how to bake a pie is a goddamn fool. Catch these teas. Y'all, Love and Married Huntsville has been gone for a minute, but it is back with the jump off, and jump off it has done. You know, this is one of my new favorite shows, and I have not always been the biggest fan of the clean reality TV that the OWN network has tried to do, because, you know, they're so classy based over there at Oprah episode. They can't get down and dirty in the paint, but when that shit was fledgling and white women's wasn't working, that shit got black and got a little ghetto like this and not like this real quick or whatever. You know, she a little ghetto on the white hand side. Nevertheless, I am glad to see that the show is back. So it opens up and it gives us a quick recap or update of where we at with our people. So we start with Tish and Marcel. You know, Missa finally let Miss Seeley go to the mailbox. Tish is working, but they're still bumping heads in terms of him, you know, pitching in. Yes, he allowed her to work, but basically looks like under the expectation that don't expect him to fill in the gap of any of her other responsibilities if they happen to fall by the wayside. Cool, we'll play with them all season with that. Kimmy and Maurice, my favorite new couple, you know, it opens up with them sitting down talking about, you know, wanting to go on a divorce. Let me not wish that on them. Wanting to go on a honeymoon. Look at their Freudian slip, because I'm getting so ready to go where I'm about to go. Now, this is just where I'm having a little problem. I'm having a problem with Melody and Martel. I'm having two problems. I'm having a problem with them, and I'm having a believability problem with this show, Carlos. And here is why. The episode opens up with Melody in this Range Rover talking about, you know what I'm saying, oh, they was going to Atlanta and the chick was calling and she was mad. And listen, Melody, why you mad? You is sharing a man with this lady. That is that lady man and your husband. Listen to me now, there's a hierarchy. That's your husband, but that's her man. Y'all have been in a 3-year, 3-way love affair. 3-year, 3-way. Instead of clicking over, she called directly. Okay? Let that woman speak to her man or give her appropriate office hours in which she can call. Like Mama Evelyn said on Braxton Family Values, and this was some old lady sitting under the tree advice. If you not gonna leave your man, let him cheat in peace. It would almost just be easier for you to invite the bitch to your house for dinner, because this back and forth shit, you don't did what I coined the Rashida. This man has committed so many foul offenses, disgraces, indiscretions, kept so many secrets from you, and has gotten away with it, that literally in the back of his mind is the belief that there is nothing that he can't do to get rid of you. And then to top it off, and you're gonna be mad with me, whole family, you did the most basic bitch move out there. Daughter, y'all help me out. Which is when it had another baby from the motherfucker. If a baby in a philandering man's mind does not signify, oh, she really ain't going nowhere, bitch, you ain't going nowhere. You about to have a newborn, and while you in there breastfeeding and full line and all the joys of having a newborn baby, he gonna be over there keeping up that adolescent love with his lover and his secretary. Girl, what you doing? Like, as country as Huntsville is, it ain't no old lady sitting under the tree. I'm talking about the old lady sitting under a tree. She called me over and she said to me, my days left here may not be long. I wouldn't waste my time telling you nothing wrong. She won't waste her time telling you nothing wrong. Love is a flower, needs the sun and the rain. Now I don't believe in this next part, Betty, right? A little bit of pleasure is worth a whole lot of pain. Yeah, bitch, in 1950s when women couldn't work and they had to put up with whatever a man gave them for survival for them and them childrens. You know what I'm saying? That's when Papa was allowed to be a Rolling Stone. But in 2019, you a goddamn fool. And you went out and had another baby, further cementing yourself to this cheating ass man who's been in the three-way love affair for 3 years with this lady. Quiet as it's kept. I'm low-key mad with you for fucking up this lady relationship with her man. Quiet as it's kept. Then on top of that, the show ends. Now we finna skip from TV to real life real quick. Season 1 of this show ends, and I could not wait for this moment to bring this point up. Shortly thereafter, you and Martel are now basking in your new glow as reality star people, which I always found really odd. I saw y'all on a couple red carpets. I think Beyonce jumped in a picture somewhere. I don't know that I would be comfortable being highly recognized and popular for being the bitch that's been cheated on this show. Like, honestly and truthfully, Melody, if we had to describe you in one sentence, you're the pretty country girl that get cheated on the show. Like, that is people's first thought about you. Nothing else. Your work doesn't precede you. Your beauty don't precede you. Your accomplishments don't precede you. Your hair be laid, but that don't precede you. Your southern belleness does not precede you. You is the woman that get cheated on that show. And now you on red carpets with the man, and your basis for being on the show is being cheated on. So it's like y'all ain't going nowhere because it feels as if you like the perks of being the host, and now this newfound reality TV fame that outweighs your desire for self-respect, which says a lot, mama, and we'll talk about that. But this shit get deep. Then you have a mimosa event. And this really rubbed me the wrong way. You had a whole event to discuss being cheated on as if you have overcome. At the moment in which you was having this event, you was still currently going through this mess with this man. What you finna tell me? What are you finna tell me other than how to put on your makeup real good, put on your best wig and go lie to the world? The scene literally went from you fussing with your husband, damn near telling him to get out, to you speaking to women. What is empowering about that? Now you set out to accomplish two things with this. Huntsville is a very small community, okay? So you set out to take lemons and turn it into lemonade and to let that bitch know she ain't got your man, you still standing, and look at you, bitch. I took what you did, you thought you got me. I took that and turned it into something, and I'm making coins off of it, yada, yada, yada. Plus, you know, you, Carlos, whoever else, probably needed an event for the show. But on a deeper, more spiritual, more personal level, what you and all them broke down ass women in that audience attempted to do at this event was to normalize some goddamn bullshit. Here's the thing. You want to stay with your husband, Melody, you do. And that is all right. That's okay. Let it just be that. That's my man. That's who he is. That's part of who he is. I accept him for who he is, and I'm going to stay with him. You attempting to not make yourself look like a fool and feel better by throwing these mimosa and stuff events. Trying to, like, if I was somebody who paid whatever they are paid through Eventbrite to see your ass have a Q&A about being cheated on, to turn on the damn TV, to see you still being cheated on, bitch, I would want my money back 9 months retroactively. Run me back my coins because you lied. And it's all because you lied. I've been hitting my notes lately. You lied. So it's just, I'm having a problem with Love and Marriage Huntsville because I can't wrap my head around what the Holts are doing. I can't quite get a firm grasp on when reality ends and when TV making begins, because it's just not feeling right. What have felt slightly more appropriate would have been, you know, oh my God, things have been great. We've been working in the right direction and we're having a new baby. That would have felt more right than some of this stuff that's been intertwined in the mix here, and it's throwing me off a little. And lastly, in the words of Teddy Pendergrass, you threw that event because the whole town's laughing at you. Silly fool, how'd you lose such a good... The whole town is laughing at you. And rightfully so. You look silly. But here's what I'm gonna do for you. Because my mama told me never tear nobody down without extending the hand and lifting them up. I don't have to operate by the same parameters as home. Huntsville people, if anybody know who this bitch is Martel cheating with, email me right now, bitch. funky.neva@funky.neva.com. Give us the bitch picture. Give us her Facebook name. Huntsville people, I know y'all not gonna let me down. Flood my mailbox out, bitch. We wanna know. And I promise you I'll make another video by the end of the day spraying this bitch out. If Martel ain't gonna leave you alone and Melanie ain't gonna whoop your ass, then bitch, we gonna shame your ass out their marriage. See, Melanie, what I'm willing to do for you, cause bitch, I'm a strong black woman. Well, when I have my wigs on. Right now, I'm just a strong friend of yours, okay? I'm trying to help you out. Bitch, you better, Melanie, Kimmy, Tisha, somebody better create a fake Yahoo and send me this whole picture. Tish, you said in the thing you had that whole picture. Send me that whole picture today. Okay? We want to know what the whole look like. And Martel don't call the woman a peasant. Now he don't went down to the marital counseling or whatever. Another scene Carlos ass put together. You know, sending somebody to counseling. You know, that shit just got Carlos written all over it. Nevertheless, I'ma rock with it for old time's sake, like Freddie Jackson said. Rock me tonight for old time's sake. I'ma rock with it. You don't call this woman a peasant. Now we're gonna have to dissect this. A peasant is somebody that you meet at the club, pull their panties to the side and slide through real quick. That's a peasant. Baby, you was in a three-way love situation with this woman. She can't get enough of you and you can't get enough of her. That don't sound like peasantry to me. It sounds more like pageantry, quiet as it's kept. The fact that you were in this three-way situation with her and your wife says that you can't let her go. And if you can't let your wife go and you can't let her go and she is a peasant, what does that say about your wife? Let's take Melanie out of the equation, because it ain't fair to put peasantry on her. What does that say about you? Water seeks its own level, light begets light. You know, you fucking her. While you may be fine in a knight in shining armor, mentality wise, spiritually on the inside, y'all align. Y'all align. And as a matter of fact, Mel, I took you out trying to spare you. Bitch, you on that peasant level too, simply because you won't take yourself out of this situation, which this person has perpetually demonstrated to you that he has no respect for you, or he has a problem. And what I don't like about the trend that we are seeing on reality television right now is that it is sending the messages that your husband can just cheat on you time and time again, and it is your job to be strong and stay. Be strong. Be strong and stay. Don't dismantle your family. Don't, and I'm not for the dismantling of families, but not at the expense of somebody's soul. And if you are miserable and don't trust your husband, then what is it that you have? Like, what is it that you have? I don't really know what it is you are fighting so hard to protect. Financially, you will be okay. You're beautiful enough to get another husband, man, even if you had 6 kids. He doesn't seem to be fulfilling you as a husband. So the only thing my non-psychology degree having ass or not having ass can think about is that you have a level of insecurity that is so deep it is filled by the image of perfection and the image of whatever, and that void is deeper than your desire for self-respect. Because I'm sorry, it's one thing to cheat on me. It's 2 things to cheat on me twice. It's a whole nother situation to cheat on me, be made up, have a whole storyline on television, season 1 about it, then we come back and the shit's still halfway going on. Like, he literally would almost have to court a domestic violence charge on my behalf, because the only thing that would have made this somewhat alright would have been him driving to this bitch house, telling her to come outside, stepping in her face, and screaming at her so loud that he was damn near spitting on her cornea, and letting her know it was over. Don't call, don't come around, I don't want to see you again, you were a mistake. Like, that is the level of humiliation and how much he would have needed to berate her in order for me to begin to even think about folding his dirty drawers. So Kimmy and Mel talk. Mel wasn't answering the comeback group text messages. I'm sure that will unfold. She not messing with the group. Kimmy then goes to Tish's office and they sit down and talk. Tish reveals she ain't really featuring Mel because Mel got on social media and was like, I know the real reason Marcel wasn't wearing his ring. And then when Tish called Mel, she got the backpedaling and pussy popping. Mel, it was a low blow, in my opinion. But Tish, like, bruh. Like, listen, as humans, we have the uncanny ability of being able to tell ourselves whatever it is we need to tell ourselves to get through the day. We have the way of not looking over that way because we're scared of what we might find if we look over that way. Lo and behold, this season, it looked like starting next episode, Martel is about to throw Marceau under the bus, and it's like, basically, y'all sitting around, reveling in the fact that I'm going through what I'm going through, like y'all ain't had 20 girlfriends, like you ain't never cheated. Then Marceau was like, nigga, what you talking about? And Martel gave him the proverbial, like, really? And I know in the back of Marceau's mind, he like, nigga, we is on TV. These cameras is rolling. Did you really just do me like that, dog? Like, I didn't think that what we had going on was that damn dirty for you to drag me and bring me under the bus. And I am here to let you know, Miss Tish, like I told you last season, that your man ain't much better. He's just got the makings all over. I don't even know him. And that's a large part of the reason he wanted your ass tucked away in that damn house. It ain't about you cooking and cleaning. It's about you not being able to catch gossip while you in the grocery line, or for you not to see his truck somewhere that it ain't supposed to be, or for you, for whomever she is, don't catch you somewhere out and about. Now at least he got enough respect for you to tell you to stay home and keep the woman from calling your phone, this, that, and the third, and keeping you so busy, baffled, and bewildered with them damn kids. I can respect that. But listen, there are two kind of men. There are the men that cheat, and then there are the men that aren't. What I will say about Martel and why I think that this behavior is never going to end for Martel and Melody, and I can say this as a black man, despite the fact that I'm a gay black man. Majority of my life I have occupied straight black male spaces, and a lot of men get upset with me when I talk about barbershop culture, but it is the God honest truth. I've said it before and I say it again. I am 36 years old, and never once in my life have I ever seen a black man look at another black man and say, you dead ass wrong for cheating on your wife. Young buck, that ain't what you supposed to do. Nah, nigga, I'm not dapping you up or slapping five for doing that. All my life, I've sat in straight male spaces and watched black men, and I'm not saying men of other races don't do it. I'm just talking about my personal experience. I've occupied mostly black spaces. From the time we're at this top to the time we are retirees about to die, they celebrate having a main lady and a lady on the side. They celebrate and say things like, I just had a dude tell me the other day at the bar, oh, me and my girl broke up for 2 years, yeah, I was wild, and we getting back together. I'm really trying to make this work this time, but don't get me wrong, I'm a man, I still do my thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just an unspoken culture amongst certain men that's just what they do. So the reason why I say I don't think the issues with Martel and Melody are going to end is because foundationally, Martel is broken or flawed or just has a different ideology than the type of man you expect to have. Even if he wants to do his best by you, he is surrounded and insulated by men who are okay with that behavior, and not to mention they tie their manhood to it. And so he, amongst that group of men, if he flies the straight and narrow, his manhood is now challenged by the fact that he can no longer do what it is because his old lady got him in check. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's a sick, twisted psychology. And mama, I ain't trying to wish ill on you. I wish you the best, but I just don't see this ending well for you unless you take an old black woman's approach, which is whatever daddy doing over there is what he doing over there, just as long as it don't make his way over here to this household. I.e., he can continue to have his girlfriend just as long as she don't call the house, and he give you the illusion of him not being there with her, and he at least answer the phone while he's sitting next to the bitch. That's the only way this shit with you and him gonna work. And I just hate to be overly pessimistic about two people's relationship that I do not even know, but I'm not dumb. I lived. We've all seen this before, and I think any older woman, and then too, you from Tennessee, so I know how them old women are, because I got family in Huntsville, and they're rationalizing all of this like this: if he ain't whooping your ass, you better stay with him. He good to you when you flip the light switch on. When you flip the light switch on, the lights come on, ain't it? You ain't got to worry about the lights bill, the mortgage paid, ain't it? Then leave that man alone. All that shit. And that goes into the women's psychology of being cheated on. And I didn't mean for this to become a psychology lesson. I'm tired, hence my energy leaving me. Second to last, Maurice and Marceau meet. Talk about Tish. That's not what I want to talk about. Oh yes, it is. Maurice and Marceau meet, and they're talking about his mother-in-law moving in. Now, one thing about it, I don't be messing with Marceau a lot on a lot of his stuff, but I'm like that too. It can't be too many cooks in the kitchen. And Tish's mom does not look like the type of mom that will respect boundaries. She look like she'll be all up in the mix. She low-key got on my nerve on the different little scenes when they was having her for dinner, and it just looked like it would be a whole lot for her being in that house. I would actually just prefer Marcel be like, you know, your mama's personality is too much to be in our damn house, versus making it look like you're a chauvinist and you just want this woman to continue to work and cook and do all these motherly things. But I'm getting tired. We'll save that conversation for a little later. And lastly, I want to touch on this one last thing. You know, I was looking at Martel's face on that last scene when Mel was folding them clothes, and he was grinning. And that was the grin, that Cheshire cat grin. That was a grin of, man, this bitch crazy. I'm finna play along with this whole real quick. Let her feel like she doing something. Let her blow some steam off. But she ain't going nowhere. She ain't going nowhere. Then he did his classic get upset, try to flip it on you. And then he threatened you, and you allowed it. And while this video may come off like I'm coming down on Mel, I'm trying to empower Mel and anybody else in this situation. This man cheated on you and looked you dead square in your face and threatened you and told you, oh yeah, basically if I leave, I ain't gonna come back. All right now, all right. You know, like, and you didn't blow your damn top. Baby, I would have threw every damn appliance I had in that damn room at that motherfucker. Let him know I am serious. You cheated on me. He had the nerve to tell you, basically, all right now, if I leave, you know, it ain't no coming back from this. It ain't no coming back. Instead of just taking his punishment, taking this one on the chin. And then he keeps referring to it like, damn, I messed up. But what about all the good things I did? You didn't mess up, nigga. You had a 3-year affair on this lady. The better question I have for Melody is, I don't even know why you would want any explanation or honesty from him. I don't understand why you would want to be there. And I ain't saying I ain't never been cheated on. I ain't saying that I won't never be in a relationship in which I get cheated on and I stay. But it's levels to the shit. You know what I'm saying? This just was some little young girl he was knocking off on the side. I'm sorry, for me, and I have to draw boundaries. Listen, I've been in relationships where I have cheated, and I have been in relationships where I have been cheated on. I understand this shit happens. It does happen. And anybody, mom and daddy out there been married 40, 50 years, you can't tell me your mama ain't never laid it low and spread it wide, and your daddy ain't either. They just did it with class. You know what I'm saying? I don't know that I necessarily subscribe to the fact that two human beings are only supposed to fuck them two selves for the next 40, 50 years. I don't know that I necessarily believe that, but I just think there's a way to go about things that are in order and decency, and there has to be some sort of boundaries and parameters when these things occur. Case in point, me and the fellas went on a fellas trip halfway across the damn United States. We went to a strip club and some shit went down in the boom boom room. Don't make it right, but that's almost acceptable. That's the level of infidelity I'd be willing to get past. You know what I'm saying? Oh, we went to a football game one night, this little young thing that I knocked off. Don't make it right. I can work with that. 3 years, it's a long time. It's a very long time. And the fact that she can't stop calling and he can't stop attracting her or running back to her. Melody girl, you are in trouble because they are in love. In Huntsville. Nevertheless, y'all, I need to get in here and take a nap. Eat another blow pop before I come at y'all with the rest of the videos. Y'all want to love and marriage Huntsville. It turned into a goddamn lesson in relationships. I'm sorry I couldn't be more theatric about what I just see as some bullshit. And let me give y'all some background. The reason why Melody and Martell's relationship reaches me in such a serious place, and why I'm so just vocal about their particular situation, is because being the resident gay boy, and y'all have heard me talk about this a lot, from the time I graduated high school, a lot of my friends, female friends, went on to date, marry, have kids by athletes, entertainers, high-powered men in the community. And I've always been in a position where I see and interact with these same men either through barbershop or other male spaces. But then I also have to be the sounding board and listening ear to all this heartbreak that they go through. So I see these situations not just from one person's perspective. I see the totality of it all. And that's why I'm just very pessimistic when it comes to it, because experience has just showed me how this shit work. You know what I'm saying? And how it goes with relationship configurations of this sort. So it is deeply personal for me, because I'm tired of living it. I'm 36 and been living this shit since I've been 17, as far as it's concerned, and it's exhausting. I'm not going to lie to you, and this is just not to big him up. I see something different in Maurice. I do. What I see in Marceau and what I see in Martel, I don't see in Maurice. And I may be wrong. You know, Martel just outright don't give a fuck. You know, Marceau cares enough to try to control and contain his shit. I really don't see that for Maurice. What I see with Maurice is, when I was single, I did all that running around. But right now, I really do see a person who values and respects the union that he's in and just wants that. And that's a good thing. At any rate, I'm finna get in and take a nap. I'll call y'all later. Bye.